Okay, last year I had a goal of building this second floor, which came out amazing. And I got it done within the year and everything was great and spectacular, right? Man, I love the second floor. This year, I want to get the third floor done. And right now, this is the third floor. But all of this is coming out. This was all just temporary kind of garbage joist scaffolding so I could build the roof, which was pretty crazy to do. So all of this is coming out. It's not the best wood. It's not, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all coming out. And I was hoping to start cutting wood already, you know, go out to the jungle with my chainsaw, cut wood, then bring it back over here. This is what I did for the second floor. And I got someone to help me cut wood for a few days, but he was not very good. Anyway, then, you know, I trimmed it on my lumber mill and used the planer. That's why the boards are so nice. Oh, look at that. Isn't that, I love this floor. And the track has turned out amazing. The third floor, though, is just gonna be flat all the way across, big gymnasium floor. And it's already, I don't know, like mid-April, and I haven't even started it. You know, between getting sick a few times in the last month and all these other things come up, and then 2 days ago someone crashed into my boat and destroyed my boat. So I've decided I'm just gonna buy the wood, and not from a store. I'm gonna buy it from like there are guys around here who basically do it the way I was gonna do it anyway, which is just use a chainsaw, go out to the jungle and, you know, cut it up. So at the moment I have more money than time. Not saying I have a lot of money, but I have more money than time. So I'm gonna figure out, first I'm gonna figure out my ideal situation up here. Like if I was gonna get all the wood that would make the best floor, and kind of see how much that's gonna cost. So basically all of these boards, plus instead of just having this joist here and this joist here, I'll probably have 2 more between. And then, yeah, just it basically the same thing, just with more. And these are just 2x6s, and I'll switch those to 3x8s. And these long ones, it's 25 feet long, each one of those. There's only 2 of them though. Those will be 3x8s too, so 8 inches this way, 3 that way. But then I'm also gonna screw a 2x4 on the bottom of those. On the bottom of those, and on the bottom of these, and then on the bottom of the boards that are gonna go all the way around the outside. Basically, all the joists that other joists are gonna connect to. So this is a joist that is resting on stuff, but then other joists connect to it. So this is gonna be considered like a main one. So it'll have a 2x4 connected to the bottom, kind of like I-beaming them, except without an I-beam on the top, but you know, the floorboards will be on the top. So I'll I-beam this one too, put a 2x4 around all that one. And that does 2 things. It makes the main one stronger. It also puts a little lip. So when I'm putting it together, this board can just sit on that lip and it'll be in the right position. So I can, you know, I'm gonna do this all by myself. I don't have anyone else. So it'll be easier to assemble, put that there. And I can do it from over here, screw it in, come over here, screw it in. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to assemble. All right, I've been going through all the pieces one at a time and writing down everything I'll need to make everything here. So that's those 2 main long pieces. Those will be 3x8s with 2x4s under them, so the cross section will, you know, kind of be like that. And then all the joists going across will just fit in there. Okay, so I got a list of 3x8s, which are all of everything, and then a list of 2x4s that are just gonna go on the you know, the main support ones. And now, I think that covers everything. Yeah. That's the whole floor. I didn't miss anything. These are close enough together. So the way I'll have to do the floorboards is in the middle part, I've got all these joists going this way. So the floorboards will go this way. But then all the way around, just because of where the supports are, it doesn't really make sense to line things up this way or that way, because I'm going to end up with long voids in places. So I'm just doing it radially. So, you know, coming out like pizza slices. So out here, the boards will go just like they are on the second floor. The floorboards will be like, in the next section, yeah, just like this. So these floorboards all go straight across here, and then we come here, and there's a seam where there's a support, and then these ones go straight across. So yeah, the boards just go all the way around like that. And now I'm wondering, do I want to put a track on the third floor? No, I'm not going to bother. I could totally do it, but yeah, I'll just put flat floor right to the edge. Okay, with 3x8s and 3x8s there, 2x4s going under them, and then, you know, 3x8 joists coming off those. That should be a strong enough floor that I can be up there playing basketball, running and doing flips, and this should be really strong. Presuming my pillars are strong enough to hold it. And I did some calculations when I made these, just the compressive strength of concrete. They should be totally good. And I think on top, I'll probably put a piece of rubber under the wood, just to kind of, you know, just to shock absorbers basically, to kind of help protect this, but also to make the floor a little bit, just not really springy, but just absorb any shocks, because people are going to be jumping around up here and stuff. All right, let me figure out the floorboards. So that's all the joists. Now we need floorboards, right? Okay, if the floor is a circle, which is not, it's a 12-sided, but close enough. The radius is 20 feet. And yes, wood comes in feet around here. Okay, and I want to get the area of the whole thing, which is the radius squared, 20 times 20. Wait, I should aim this, whatever, it's fine. Times pi. So 20 times 20 is 400 times pi. Let me get my calculator. Okay, it equals 1,256 point whatever feet squares, the total area. So Miss Girl on the third floor, how much wood do I need up there? How many floorboards? 400? Okay, good, thanks. So I don't need the floorboards to go right up to the edge. They don't need to go past this pipe even. Partly because the ceiling slopes in at the edge anyway, so no one's gonna stand here. I don't think anyone's gonna fall. Won't let any babies roam around up there, or I'll put a barrier or something. But also I want a space here for airflow. So, you know, air can get out up through the top there. Keep things nice and cool. So maybe I can count on that missing part, accounting for how much waste there's going to be, because, you know, when you cut the floorboards, there's going to be some amount of waste. So maybe that'll even out. Plus, I'm going to have a few holes in the floor somewhere, you know, to get through where the stairs are, or like there's a rope right here. There's going to be a hole where the rope comes up, although I think I'll have a trap door anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's say 1,300 square feet should cover it. And I mean, if I end up a little short, I can just go cut more wood myself. It's not a big deal. Now the price for this wood, oh, and this is, the price, the wood is priced by board feet. Now a board foot is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 inch. It's too bad it's not 12 by 12 by 12. That'd be great. But yeah, it's 12 inches by 12 inches by 1 inch. So that volume of wood is a board foot. So if you have like if you're making 2 by 6s, every foot would be a board foot, because it would be, let's say that's a foot. It would be 6 wide, 12 long, but it would be 2 thick. So it would be like, yeah, it would be the same volume as this. So a 2 by 6, every foot is a board foot. And I think the best price I can get for this is 60 cents a board foot. That's the best my negotiations have gotten at the moment. And that's supposed to be with a guy who cuts pretty well. I don't want to get crappy crooked wood for this. Anyway, let me calculate this all. So 1,300 square feet is the floorboards, but I need 2 inches thick. So that makes it 2,600 board feet. 2,600 board feet times 60. All right, I got $1,560 just for the floorboards. Okay, yeah. And with the floorboards, I just tell them 2 by 8s or 2 by 6s, 2 by 10s, 2 by 12s. It doesn't matter as long as it ends up coming up to 1,300 square feet total, or 2,600 board feet. But the lengths have to be 10 feet or 12 feet, because that's what I'll be able to fit in without losing a bunch of material. All right, let me calculate all the board footage on my joists here. Okay, 2, 7, 1, 9, and 20 cents. Okay, that's the total for all of the wood. That's the joists. That's the floorboards. Yeah, that's the total. Then I add some screws and some paint. It'll be $3,000, maybe a little over. I do have some screws already. So, I mean, not that they were free, but I don't have to buy them. Anyway. All right. Doing calculations like this really makes it clear how valuable families are. Like back in the day, people relied on their families. Like if I had a wife to help out with things in the house, or even like, brother living next door or whatever, like I could take a couple hours every day and go out to the jungle and just do this all myself. But not in the cards. Modern world, blah, blah, blah. All right, I messaged my guy. They're gonna do the wood, and he's coming to pick up some initial payment tomorrow, so he can get started, get some gas and stuff for his chainsaw. And yeah, they're gonna start cutting. I don't know how long it's gonna take him to cut, but I'm gonna have to stack all the wood in here to figure out how to dry it. I'll worry about that later though.